I was summoned from my home one late moonlit night.
A man took his life in your garden tonight.
What? I doubt it. This cannot be.
I am the gardener of Gethsemane.
Awaken, not to some dark evil lies.
The shadows of the night have deceived your eyes.
But the voice insisted.
Come you will. Come you will see.
His voice like a thorn, jabbing in me.
You'll see. Come settle your doubt.
It was late. I sighed. Okay, lead me on out.
Down the path to the gate that I used all the time.
Up here in a tree. Come see the crime.
Crime?
A crime!
I ran, stumbled, and fell face to the dirt.
Come see, a man suspended between heaven and earth.
No, not here. Not now. Not in my place.
Oh yes, come here, come up. Dare look at his face.
No, death is ugly, I said. Don't make me look.
Why did he do it?
His own life? His own life he took?
Your place of beauty.
For years, my joy and pride.
Strangely a place where a man hung and died.
Your garden of life has become his place of death.
His face, when I looked, nearly took away my breath.
What is it? Do you know him? Has he been here before?
Oh yes, he's been here with others. 10, maybe more.
I closed my eyes to make it all go away.
What makes a man take his life this way?
Was he fleeing from God or running from shame?
Had he lost all of hope, this man with no name?
As I stepped closer, I noticed a purse below his feet.
What is it? Money, silver, or a souvenir from Crete?
I reached in the bag, retrieving nothing in hand.
Not a clue for us of you. No help with this man.
Was he running from those who took on his bet?
Was he running from those to whom he owed a great debt?
For a moment I pondered and heard the wind through the trees.
Closing my eyes, the scent of roses now filled the night's warm breeze.
Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said?
Eyes wide open to see the face of the dead.
Yes, I heard you. I heard you. My mind was so torn.
Your garden, your rose.
My rose.
Now
has a thorn.
The sun on the horizon peeked its soft, distant glow.
From a not-so-distant farm, a rooster 3 times crowed.
In the shadows of the Kedron, the valley down below.
2 men with torches, talking, Pharisees from head to toe.
The one with panic gestures seemed beyond distraught.
The other, Joseph from Arimathea, I could tell from his walk.
They
They
charged
charged
the hill with commission as they sped along the way.
What happened to Jerusalem that the sun would reveal today?
Without a thought, we followed down the valley and up the hill.
Others now were gathering as we heard men's voices spill.
Speaking of things I've heard of, but how can this be?
On trial, a man named Jesus for the crime of blasphemy.
The shuffling of their feet became a soft, distant sound.
As the silhouettes disappeared amidst the gathering town.
Outside the gate, a man knelt weeping.
A burden so heavy he could not bear it.
My God, forgive me, and Judas Iscariot.
I recognized him, a visitor of my garden.
Praying to God for a merciful pardon.
What did they do? Was it something he said?
Why was he pouring loose dirt on the crown of his head?
If you listened real closely, between his groans and the sobs,
You'd hear the angry sounds of an uncontrollable mob.
With all the shouts and the slurring of men's jeers,
Crucify him!
was all you could hear.
A storm was brewing in the people of the cloud.
It was beginning to rain in the voice of the crowd.
Some were the lightning, the others a rumbling thunder.
Others with anguish and tears being pressed down under.
The lightning slashed and the thunder a roar.
The cat of nine tails whipped and through his flesh as a torn.
A royal robe of mockery on his shoulders, a crown of thorns on his brow.
a reed in hand, they laughed as they bowed.
A king, someone uttered? The king of who?
They mocked in their answer.
The king of the Jews!
In my explosion of anger, I said, "Don't you see?"
We've seen this man in Gethsemane.
A man of sorrows and given to prayer.
But you have beat him, spit on him, and ripped out his hair.
Our questions whirled around, quenched by their breath.
This people was determined to see this man's death.
Out the Via Dolorosa his blood left a trail.
Beneath the weight of the cross, his body shaking and frail.
There stood watching him, gripped by the pain.
The cross that he bore was no doubt our shame.
Women stood crying, then fell at his feet.
Not for me, my sisters. Please, do not weep.
A man from Cyrene took the weight of the beam.
He was compassionate and crying, yet strong and lean.
Through gathering clouds and the windy storm's gale,
I followed his blood's crimson-stained trail.
To the place called Golgotha, Calvary's hill.
Death to my people, yet Romans big thrill.
The slamming of hammers as they abused to steal.
The roaring of lions like the prod to the kill.
Jesus of Nazareth, take down that sign.
No, by his stripes we are healed, all glory divine.
The Pharisees hated his claim of fame.
He had no house.
no gold.
just his wonderful name.
expecting the sword of angels to run them all through.
His voice would hurt. Forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Forgive them, was what he said.
Thinking of them while he trembled and bled.
The accusers were silenced by thundering blast.
The crowd began thinking it was raining at last.
I ran through the crowd, stumbled, fell face to the dirt.
Come see the man suspended between heaven and earth.
The spear in his side revealed water and blood.
Fell to the ground, made dark red mud.
A place of death, the place of the cursed.
Where the seeds of all sin had finally been purged.
He wasn't fleeing from God or pointing the blame.
He has offered all hope, this man with the name.
As I stepped closer, I noticed a crown below his feet.
What is it? Silver, gold, or a souvenir from Crete?
I reached for the crown I've been receiving a thorn in my hand.
A clue for us to view great understanding of this man.
He wasn't running from those who took on a bet.
He was dying for those who owed a great debt.
For a moment I pondered and heard the wind through the 3 trees.
Closing my eyes, the scent of roses now filled the night's cool breeze.
But not the roses of my garden. No, not Gethsemane.
The Garden of Eden, the Garden of Adam and Eve.
From where then does this aroma come from?
Are you telling me then this is the second Adam?
Yes, my friend, the curse has been broken.
For he has fulfilled all the prophetically spoken.
Yes, do you hear me? Do you hear what I pose?
The curse?
Yes, and the thorns.
Now have a robe.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
crap.
it's just a new curse.